Hey everyone, welcome to Michelle's Mystic Corner. So today we are going to talk about the basics of runes. Last week we talked about where runes come from, and I showed you my cards that I made. This week we're going to talk more in depth about what the runes do, what they are. I'm going to show you the runes that I actually have that are not cards. I have two decks, two sets of runes that I have that I'm going to show you guys. So there is that we're going to work with today. Okay. Before I get going on that, I just want to say hello to Jimmy. He's in there, and Dax is in there. So I want to say hello. Let's see here. Chanel. Oh, hello. Chanel is in there. Okay, I should put my glasses on. Okay. So, I'm just going to show everyone because, you know. So, last week I showed you guys my cards. I have this deck and I have this deck. And then normally they go on stones. They get carved on stones. I have some amethyst stones. This is the Logos. And then I have the orange resin ones. This is so willow. Okay, I am bad with the names, but I try. So there is that. Okay. So let's see here. Yay, cool. All right. So before I go into the runes, guess what I got? I got two new decks again. My poor husband. He keeps telling me we gotta control myself. So check these two out. I got the gold foil deck that Dax keeps talking about. And I got the RPG tarot deck. Now, RPG is gonna there goes one of my books. RPG is going to stand for role playing game. It's the ultimate role playing game tarot deck. I picked this up at my bookstore up in Reno because I finally got to go up there. Has the D&D dice on it. So that's really cool. So I thought I would do a collective read using this new deck that we have shuffled repeatedly. I think everybody in my family has looked at this deck because they all love it. Well, my girls anyway. But it is big and it is hard to shuffle, so I only shuffle it certain ways. It's a good size deck. I like that. Let's see, look at this. It's hard for me to Okay. That card wants to come out and play. So I got the Six of Pentacles, the downtrodden. Okay. So when someone comes up to you and they need help, that is the time for you to help somebody. Okay. That's the basic meaning of the Six of Pentacles. I have the Empress, the Tavern Keeper, Mother Earth's Tavern Keeper. Okay, I will show everybody these cards. Okay, one more. And then we have the High Priestess, the Font of Wisdom. So we have the two mothers and the Six of Pentacles. How very interesting. Here's the Six of Pentacles. Now keep in mind, this is more like a Dungeons and Dragons role-playing game. So the characters are very unique, but the meanings are the same, right? And so here are the two moms. right? So what is this going to tell you? That you need to be in balance with both your spiritual and your material nature, because you are not able to give to others because you're not even able to give to yourself. Okay. And if you can't give to yourself, then how can you help someone else? And giving does not mean financial, it could mean emotional, it could mean mental, it could mean in a physical way, in an intimacy way. It could mean many, many different ways. Okay. So, what you need to do is get balance, do some meditation. These are both major arcana cards. So this is a big issue for whoever is out there listening, whether it's now or whether it's 2 years from now. You need to get balance in your mind, in your heart, and in your soul, and just get yourself moving straight. And then you'll be able to give to somebody else after you're able to give to yourself. So, definitely an interesting deck. Mother Earth. I like it. That could be fun to use for those who play the Dungeon and Dragons games like my kids do. So there we go. That is the collective read for today, or whenever, if you watch this later on. Okay. And that was my first time using this deck. So, okay. Yeah. Nice. I like the deck. Yeah, it's like putting on the O2 mask before trying to help everyone else. Right? Exactly. Because if you don't put on that O2 mask first, you're gonna faint and that other person's not gonna make it either. So definitely, definitely. Okay. So runes, when it comes to runes, I got this book. This is an old book. I don't remember when I got this book. This is a handbook of rune magic by Edred Thorson. Okay, I got this a while back, a long while back. And it's so super helpful. It has all sorts of good information in here that can really help you understand when you're ready to go diving deep. And it really shows you not just the runes, but other symbols that go along with the Vikings and the Northern Futhark symbols. And the Futhark is what we are studying, the Futhark runes. And I'll give you a peek of some of their other symbols. So see, there's more than just the runes that you can learn. So, oh, Dan made it in. Okay. So now that we're done looking through that for a second, okay, I'm going to use my little purple ones for a minute. So mostly they would be put on either bones or stones, rocks. um, I loved that they used bones. I really wanted to create a deck using bones. And since it's so close to Halloween, I'm on the lookout for little different bones. But this was my first deck. This was my first set, and it is on my amethyst stone. Look at that. And this is how they should be. Okay, so that being said, I am going to use some of these and I am going to use my cards because I am not fantastic at the runes. So if you need somebody who is fantastic at runes, Pamela Steele. She is amazing. And if you go to psychic.cafe and check out the Rune Magic, I believe it is, by Pamela Steele. She has a group on there. That's where all of the runes are. That's where all of the notes are that you can look through and download, copy, write, whatever you want to write down, because she has all of them on there for us. And I get a lot of my help from her. So there you have it. Also, his name is Eric, but it starts with an A. And I can't remember his last name. And oh, he would be so mad. Ooh, it's 1111 magic. And he is a rune specialist. He can even say the runes. Oh my gosh, he is amazing. I will find his name because I've been watching him and he is really good. And so also this here, I am trying to give knowledge to you guys. So the Kanaz is knowledge and Uruz is manifesting. So I put the two together for manifesting knowledge for today. And that's how you do bind runes, just so you know. But we're not doing bind runes yet, so I'm so sorry. I just gave you a little peek, though. But we will do bind runes. That's going to be so much fun. Maybe we'll get Pamela on and have her do it for us. Oh, she's amazing. I know we've done it with her before. So, okay. So what they would do back in the day is they would have like a circle. I know we've talked about this before. They would have their runes and they would toss them down. And if none fell out of the circle, that's fine. If any fell out of the circle, they were a big no. Any that fell upside down and you couldn't see the runes would be pulled out. And those that were left standing up that you can see would be used in their divination. Okay. So if you think about it, reading bones, reading tea leaves, reading bumps on the head, all are in the same line as runes. Also cave paintings into that as well. Of course, this is my opinion. But does your opinion count? No, I'm kidding. Yes, your opinion counts. And that's true. And in fact, the runes were painted on the walls, on the cave walls at one point. So here we have Berkana. Now I'm gonna pull out some of my cards because I want to be sure I know what I'm doing. And so we have Berkana, which is in this case nourishment. Okay, because we're talking about knowledge, right? Manifesting knowledge, nourishment. We're giving nourishment to our mind, right? I also got, told you I'm not fantastic at this, but that's okay because I'm learning. I was right. It's EWAS. Yes, EWAS. Partnerships, relationships, harmony. I like that, harmony, because we're learning together and there's harmony and fun. So, and then the next one I got is, I want to say Perth Row, but that doesn't feel right. So see, I'm learning with you guys. Okay, see who can get it before me, if anybody. I'm going to say this is Perth Row. Perth Row. Perth Row. I'm going to laugh if I'm wrong. Of course, now. Oh my gosh, I was right. Perth Row. Chance, luck, Perth, or primal law. Ha, law, primal law. So that means we are all learning the laws of runes together in a harmonic way. A harmonious way, right? Okay, now I also pulled Fehu which is wealth and investment. I didn't have to look. I already knew that one because this was the first one I learned. Fehu. Fehu is the mother rune. So, and they say that because runes are put into categories, but that would be something we'll learn later on in a different lesson. We're just learning more of the basics right now. But if you invest what you take here today and invest it into a deeper learning, do some research of your own. If you even remember one little thing out of what we teach today, what we studied today. Hey, Tiffany, you made it. Woohoo! I'm so glad you finally made it. Hi, love bug. Welcome in. So if you just take one thing that you remember from today, right, and you go and you invest in that, you will be able to reap a harvest of rune knowledge that you didn't have before. And it can be helpful, I'm telling you, because when I walked into this one conversation and they were talking about runes, I was like, okay. But now I can go in and be like, okay, I know that. Look, I just got 3 of those runes absolutely right. So that is exciting, right? Okay, now I have to tell you all, my coffee just arrived. Woo! Thank you. Gotta have my coffee. So I used to go to Starbucks and get caramel macchiatos, and they're so expensive. So my poor husband now makes them for me at home because they're cheaper. Okay, moving on. I'm going to pull out my other runes. And since we're going to go over the rune basics, I'm just going to go over each card. But I'm going to show you some of these beautiful runes as we do it. Okay, so now you've seen Perthrow. Okay. Sorry, here, let me put all my runes down before I lose them. Okay, here is Gaybo. Okay, now runes also have a alphabet that goes with them. So each rune has a letter. So Perthrow is P. And on this card, I have a P on there. Now Gaybo is the letter G. Okay. Gaybo is gift. It's also sex. It's also an exchange, which I love that. It's also divine intervention. And this is, like I said, the letter G. Okay. Then we have Hagalaz, which is the letter H. I don't know what Hagalaz means off the top of my head. I know it's the egg of life. It talks about air, and I want to say, give me a minute, I almost said transportation, transformation. Okay. So the next one we have is, we've talked about Kanaz already. We talked about its knowledge, but it's also fire. It's also passion and creative power. This one has 3 different letters to it. It has the C, the K, and the Q. Rebirth is in here somewhere. I can't remember where off the top of my head, but I know there's rebirth in here. We will find that one, Dan. Okay. Sorry, I'm not as fast as I should be, I guess. Oh, shh. Okay, I have Elhaz. Alhaz. Okay, there's two different spellings to this. This one is protection and sanctuary. So you got to remember way back in the Northern Vikings, in the Viking days, sanctuary was very, very important during the war times. And feel free to, put your questions in. I will be answering questions. A transformation is a rebirth. Yes, it is a rebirth. Okay, I will give you that. You're right. You're right. I stand corrected. Okay, I see a couple of hands. If you have a question, just go ahead and put it in next to the pink hand and I will get to it. Okay. I like daggers. Daggers? Daggers? This one is intuition. This one is also dawn. Dawn of the morning, light within, transition. Because you're transitioning from that darkness into the light, into that morning time. There's a couple that are really, really interesting. I will find the one. This is Inga's. Okay, this is really interesting because its letter is NG. So it's the ing sound, which I find interestingly fun. It talks about music, fertility, beginnings, seed. When I see this rune, I think of poof, gone. It was there. I had it. It was one of the tarot cards. Oh, it was one of the aces. It's not making sense now. I lost it. I'm so sorry, guys. So, there's another special one. Excuse me. And this is the blank. This is not in every deck. And the blank is left up to you, the reader. What does the blank mean when you are pulling stones, when you are pulling cards? What does the blank mean to you in this situation? Some readers pull it out, some readers leave it in. It's up to the individual. Okay. So we have another card that is really confusing because we saw Fehu, right? Fehu has his hands up. Well, Ansuz has its arms down. Okay. And it's Odin's runes. It's about ancestors and divinity. See, I'm not seeing any questions yet, so I'm just going to keep going. If y'all are good with that. Okay, we did talk about Perthrow. I don't know why it's back there. Isa. I see. Blank to me is like a wild card. Yeah. Yeah, it is like a wild card. Then we've got Isa. This is the freeze. Freeze, stillness. It's your ego. Cosmic coherence. So when I think of ego, for me, my ego is that carnal mind, that the mind that thinks, the mind that is not connected to the divine because you're thinking with it. So it's not your spiritual side of your mind, it's the carnal side of your mind. And carnal is not an evil thing, it's just your material side. So you got your spiritual side, you got your material side, and we think with the material side. So that's how I see ego. Ego's not always bad, it's just your thinking side. So that is Isa, Isa, however we want to call it. I am not going to be the one to get hung up on names, because I think if you get hung up on names, if you get hung up on names, you're going to get hung up on too many little things, and you're not going to be looking at the bigger picture. The human here and now side. Yes. Okay. Now we saw the M, which was the letter E. Now we have a different type of M. It's a DM, because we saw Daggers, which we know Daggers is a letter M. D, sorry. Okay. So now I'm going to show you, maybe. Well, I thought I was. Here we go. Manaz. This is manifesting. Manifestation. Sorry. It's people, it's relationships, it's divine union, and it's the letter M. Okay. This one is J-Raw. See, I'm good with some of the names. I'm not great with all of the meanings yet. J-Ra. This is the Earth rune. This one I think is about cycles and taking right action. This is also, because it's J-Ra, this is the Harvest rune, which was big because back then they had to do the harvest to get their food. Not like today where we just go to the store and it's right there and we don't have to do anything, right? So Sowula. This is the S one. Okay. This is Sun, Thunderbolt. This is the Wheel of Power. So for that, you need passion. You need motivation. There you go. And success. Again, you need willpower for success. Okay. Okay. And then we have Othala. This is your family, your property, your inheritance. This is the ancestral rune. Okay. And again, if you guys have any questions, just type them in the chat and I will get them answered. I think we're running out of runes. Yay! I don't even know which ones we've talked about because I've made a mess. So that's pretty much the basics of the rune. So you've got, this is your victory. This is my victory rune. This is Taiwas. This is a masculine rune. This is also the warrior rune. I don't know where not this is. I call it not this because it's not this. Not this. Nauthiz. This is need and necessity, sacrifice, friction. Not this. So I call it not this. Not this. Okay. This one is ride ho. Journey, right path, rhythm. This is my travel rune. going on a journey. This is logos. This is L. This is flow, water, or life blood. Okay. I think for the most part, we've gone through the runes. I think. Oh, I found a missing one. One Joe. Oh, yeah, P. Oh, this is actually not P. This is V and W. This is joy and wish and kinship and heritage and community. So this is a good one for what we are because we are a community. Okay, so now I'm going to do some readings. What should I focus on this weekend for the future to flow best? Okay. So I'm using my cards only because it's easier for me to use the cards. And I've pulled Elhaz, Ingas, and Kanas. And so what you need to do is you need to take a break. I got Sanctuary for you. Okay, it's the Protection Sanctuary card. You need to step back and take a break for just a minute. Okay, during that time, you need to start something new. It's time for you to plant a new seed. It's time to start something that has a passion, and it has to be something that you are knowledgeable about, something you have fire about. Maybe it is music, maybe it's not with music, but it's something that you are extremely passionate about. Music is what's on this card. Are you a singer? Do you do any kind of musical instruments? Can you get on TikTok and start, you know, doing some TikTok singing? Because that's really popular out there nowadays. So do something that would give you the chance to get your creative power a chance to give you the knowledge you need. What is it that you want to do? Not what is it you can do. Don't think about what you can do. Think about what you want to do. Because you just need to learn it, maybe. But I think you need to focus on something around the music. So that's what I have for you. And just in case, let's pull a card for Jimmy. Okay, Ace of Wands, the wand of plant growth. I can't make that up. It is time for you to plant a new seed and start a new project. So there you go. Okay. Are there any other questions I can answer? Are there any rune questions I can answer? Yes, definitely had to pull a tarot card. Can't do a reading without one of those, right? Okay, let's see here. This deck is so cool. I'm gonna enjoy this deck. I'm throwing a tarot party here. So this is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna throw a tarot party and I'm gonna make up flyers and I'm gonna put them all over town and I'm gonna see who shows up. And then I'm gonna find out who in my community is into tarot, and then I'll know my community better because I don't know my community as well as I should. And I've only been here 3 years. And my town has a church. Literally, I have 4 churches around me. Yes, you can combine runes to make new meanings. So if I took okay, if I took see, I'm not great at that. It's really hard. You're putting me on the spot, Dan. Okay, so if I take hang on, gotta wipe that off for a minute. The protection or the sanctuary with the kanaz, it now becomes a whole new rune. Okay. And then you add the new beginnings, which you've got just like that. And that would be your rune right there, which would then be a new beginning, which kind of does look like a musical symbol. Just had to throw that out there. But that would be how you would combine that rune. And again, I'm not an expert, and others might tell you a little bit differently. So like, okay, you can even write, okay, let's see here. We're going to write Jimmy's name just because we can. This would be the J I K. I can't remember which one is the M. I just told you to. M M. And then I cannot remember the Y. See here. Because the Y and the double E are the same. Yes, you did learn that from Grandmaster Pamela Steele. I know. I don't think she'd be proud of me if I can't even remember the Y and the E, the double E. I think it's she would be laughing at me right now. She's gonna watch this later and be like, "Oh, girl." See, there's the E. There's the B, TH. Yeah, there's one for TH too. Oh yeah. There you go. There we go. And that's how you write Jimmy. So there you have it. Jimmy. Okay, let's see if I can turn that. All right. So that's the J, that's the I, those are the M's, and that's the Y. Oops, my necklace. Yeah. Doing it backwards is hard. Okay. So it's a rune, it's a divination, it's a form of divination, and it's also an alphabet. It's how they live. It was a pictorial, but what is the meaning of those runes put together? Now I don't know that. This is the basics of runes. I don't know. We have to ask Pamela. That's why I said I'm not that great yet. But that's okay because I'm still learning, and you learn by teaching. See, I know a few tricks up my sleeves. I am getting there. Okay, don't forget, everyone. Let's take a break here. Tomorrow there is going to be another meeting tomorrow, 11 o'clock a.m. Pacific time. How many readings are too many? So, one meeting, one reading, we're done. I'll see y'all. Bye. No, I'm kidding. How many readings are too many? Are there ever any too many readings? We'll come find out. Join us tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Right here, the link is in the chat. Next Saturday is Crown Share Saturday. It's for members. Members can join, I believe. Members can join on the Zoom. I believe that's how that one works. And then next Saturday is Crown Share Saturday, so bring your deck with you and you'll be able to answer questions. And if you are a member of the Psychic Cafe, you can join us up here on the Zoom video. That'll be awesome, awesome. We'd love to have you. Okay. Oh, yes, I know, Tiffany, you need to be joining. We need to get you up here and active and get you motivated and moving, get you up so you can be my co-host. So Tiffany is one of my sissies, and we love her dearly. We just got to get her moving and active. And I'm sorry, my puppy is in the background being a pain in the butt. Okay. And I am going just because. Okay. Tiffany, I'm going to do a poll for you. And I know you didn't have a specific question, but I'm still going to do a poll for you anyway, okay? All right. And here's what I got for you, Tiffany. It's quite interesting because I also got sanctuary for you, but I also got Isa for stillness. So you need to step back, but you need to stop. You need to not do anything for a minute. So when you step back into your sanctuary, you don't need to plant seeds. You need to stop what you're doing. And I'll tell you why. Because you're chained, you're tied up. You've got something holding you back, okay? And what it is you are not balanced because you got the temperance card. So you need to get yourself in balance. You need to do some sort of meditation. So what we're going to do for you, Miss Tiffany, is I'm going to send you a couple meditations, and you need to do some meditation and get yourself imbalanced and do some chakra cleansing. That's for you today. Okay. All right. Are there any other questions? If not, we are going to go ahead and end it early. And don't forget to like and subscribe. In fact, I don't even think I liked it yet. Only 4 of us have liked it, and there is 5 of us watching. Uh-oh, who didn't like it? Oh, yay, somebody else liked it. Woohoo! All right, we did it. All right, gang. If that is all of it, then we're going to end 15 minutes early. That is not bad at all. Sorry for the noises. I have a puppy who is 6 pounds, and she thinks she's a Rottweiler, and she is trying to get out of my room, but I won't let her. uh, so I want to thank everybody, and I will see everybody for being here. And please hit me up. All of my readings are $69.99. Psychic.cafe/Michelle. All right, guys. I will talk to you soon. Bye.